Most of us don't think about it that much. That is, how our food gets from here, the farmer's field, to here, the neighborhood supermarket. And eventually to here, our dining room table. After all, we have to eat in order to live. That's just a fact. There are some other facts that are hard to ignore, and we should give some thought to. Hunger and food security is an issue in Canada, in Simcoe County. Add to this the fact that many of our local farmers struggle with huge debt, competitive markets from abroad, and a short and uncertain growing season. Perhaps we need to rethink the way we view the food we eat, the farm it comes from, and the families we feed. So as far as our local farmers are concerned, is it important to support them? Heck, we import so much food from other countries. Do we really need to buy locally? You betcha. Starting with the nutritious value of fresh food picked right out of the dirt. But affordability and access to this good stuff isn't always easy. Angela Blake realizes the importance of nutritious food for her 4 children. The fact that she and her family are on a fixed income doesn't stop her from finding ways to make some healthy food choices. She and her family are headed to the Barrie Community Health Centre, which houses the Good Food Box. While Angela Blake makes the trek across the city, volunteers of the Barrie Good Food Box program are getting ready for the arrival of fresh fruits and vegetables, many supplied by local farms. The volunteers will help pack the boxes with the goods and assist with pickup. This happens on the 3rd Tuesday of each month. It's a large buying club at wholesale prices. A small food box costs $10, a large $15.
When you don't have the ability to be able to afford the adequate nutrition or food in general, you feel like a failure as a mother. You feel like you're not being able to provide for your children. My children have a lot of complex health issues that require adequate nutrition.
Here's your box, Holly.
Even with the wholesale prices on produce items, many former purchasers say they still can't meet the expense.
We have a variety of people who purchase, people who drive here and maybe have a middle class income, and then we have individuals who are on fixed income and walk here and bring their backpacks and fill their backpack or a shopping cart with their produce.
So it's asparagus is our main focus, but this is a potato salad.
Food demonstration tables are on site, as well as access to recipes for clients to discover different ways to cook the items. There are currently 6 Good Food Boxes in Simcoe County.
Would you like to grow some cucumber?
Angela Blake not only volunteers for the Barrie Good Food Box, she also sits on the board for the Barrie Community Health Centre.
I like to give back to the community. What my family and I receive, I always give back. There is lots of community support that you can access, but also the importance of providing that nutrition for your family. Getting educated on how to keep fruits and vegetables for longer, how to provide them with the nutrition that they need, not coming from a can or a box.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Buying your food locally means it's traveled the fewest miles to get to your dinner plate. That makes it very nutritious, which equates to a healthier community and, in essence, less of a burden on our healthcare system. So, if your choice was to either support the local farmer or the local pharmacist, who would you choose? John and Marie Miller own and operate a dairy farm in Clearview Township. They certainly understand the value of locally grown food to the economy and to the health and wellness of their community.
Our own cows, we know about nutrition. We have a nutritionist that works with us on balancing the ration that our cows get. We know that if our ration that we feed, the feed that we feed our cows, there's something wrong with it from a nutritional standpoint, because we start running into health problems with our cows. We start to run into a variety of things that can be addressed by correcting those nutritional deficiencies. So why would a person be any different? Well, that looks much better.
Miller says even with the support from local consumers, the hurdles farmers must face are enormous, including the fact that food coming in from other countries is produced at very low prices without a proper regulatory system put in place for safety.
That seems ridiculous, but this is the way they say that we're going to create more trade. Well, it doesn't make any sense. If you're going to get an inferior product, the reason our parents and grandparents put the regulations for health and safety in place was because of health and safety of the public. So it's almost like you're saying, well, what are you talking about? You sound crazy why wouldn't we want to ensure health and safety? But that goes against globalization.
Berry Hill Farms owner Morris Gervais agrees with Miller, saying that existing free trade agreements have a direct impact on his position in the food marketplace. He cites asparagus production in Peru as an example of the Canadian farmer being placed at a competitive disadvantage.
They can produce double or triple per acre what we can here in North America. The legal minimum wage is $10 or $15 per day, whereas here in North America we're $10 or $15 an hour. So essentially overnight you went from a situation where farmers in Ontario are competing against triple the production at 1/10 of the labor cost, and that asparagus is coming duty-free into our own market.
Gervais believes governments at all levels need to take more action when it comes to developing policies in support of the Canadian farmer.
So there's ways that we can do it, but the Canadian government and provincial governments don't seem to want to adopt a policy that helps Canadian farmers. And that's why I think it's important that we make it about food. We make it about eaters, so people really can choose with their food dollars to support local food. And then, you know what, I guess it won't matter whether we get support from our government or not. It'll be the people taking matters into their own hands.
The public can fix this by deciding that they're only going to buy Canadian produced food, and they're going to start demanding that the labels are correct in identifying what is truly Canadian. Buying local food, you are actually supporting your local community and your friends and neighbors that live around you.
It's all about urban farming and charity gardens. These youth are part of a nonprofit organization called Back to Basics that build vegetable gardens at selected locations throughout the city of Barrie. Today they are prepping the land for seed in front of the Youth Haven building. For the youth, the gardening experience is literally grounding.
A lot of people don't know how to grow their own food, and a lot of people go without food. I've been homeless, I've gone without food plenty of times, and I think it's really awesome that now I'm learning how to grow my own food. We're giving other people the opportunity to learn how to grow their own food, kind of create a self-sustained community.
In 2 years of operation, the organization has given away over 27,000 pounds of food to local social aid agencies as well as food banks.
For Youth Haven, I mean, it allows us to give our youth fresh fruits and vegetables every day. That's something that we're not able to do right now as an organization that relies on donations. This is going to be great for us.
Everybody that works here, we've all kind of came from struggle, and we know what it's like to do without. So we're putting back into the community, helping ourselves, helping other people. So it's really good. It's really meaningful.
You grow it, you cook it. Youth Haven, thanks to an organization called Nomadic Arts, has taken it to the next level. This is a culinary workshop designed to demonstrate the basic principles and fundamentals to the youth of cooking nutritious food.
I like the program. They're teaching me how to make homemade pizza, and that benefits me because I can buy all the ingredients myself, and it's a lot cheaper that way instead of ordering the pizza and paying the delivery guy. Homemade food tastes a lot better than eating out, less grease.
That is fantastic.
Sarah Morano understands the value of a program like this for the youth, having faced hunger herself at one time.
Feel very helpless and hopeless and at your wit's end, and to have one of your basic needs not looked after for. And even what we're doing here is showing how easy it is to eat healthy on a very small budget.
There you go. We're all set now.
Excellent. Restaurateur Andre Sanche has just arrived at Tenfold Farms near Wabashin to talk to owner Nathan McCosker.
So show me around. Show me.
Sanche is here to find out if McCosker will be able to supply him with freshly picked vegetables that he will in turn prepare and offer to his clientele at his restaurant called Ciboulette et Compagnie, located in Midland. Sanche realizes it makes good sense for him to support area farmers.
I think local farmers are a great part of what our economy is. Supporting local farmers, supporting your neighbor is helping the economy in your local area grow and prosper. And it's all about supporting one another. And by doing that, we get a better sense of where food's coming from, and that's really important. And by knowing your farmer and getting to support and to know them, you're getting a better sense of how that food got to your plate. Microgreens, from planting to when you're bringing them to me when they're like the mustard, how long?
10 days. The best thing a community can do is actually start to look at their local farmers. Mostly you buy food at a supermarket and it's not from a local person. I would say to the community, go down to your farmer's market.
I think as a member of the food industry, we have a responsibility to inform the public, to show them what is available and how to get to it. And I think that alone, by us supporting our farmers and then our farmers supporting us, helps that cycle. And without it, that growth won't be there, and that economic growth and boom through it just won't happen.
But I haven't read that one because that's part of a series, right?
Bob and Lynn Skinner of Barrie once had it all. They owned a thriving automotive business that employed 30 people, as well owned a 3,000-foot home on 2 acres of land in a prestigious neighborhood. Things changed dramatically. Due to a failing economy, they had to shut down their business. Bob embarked on another business adventure, which ended due to a falling out with his associate. They lost everything. The Skinners declared bankruptcy.
I sold pretty well everything I owned in order to eat. I think I sold a $400 watch for, well, it was appraised at $400. I sold it for $100. It was my grandmother's.
Currently, the Skinners draw on their old age security pension as their only source of income, along with occasional financial assistance from their daughter.
Money certainly helps. It's not the whole answer by any means, but it certainly helps because you're not always wondering when you get to the food checkout, am I going to have enough money to be able to buy this food?
Adding to their economic woes are health issues with both Bob and Lynn. Lynn has type 2 diabetes.
I'm still learning how to deal with that, really. There are books around, like a cookbook, that will tell you specific things as a diabetic that you should have. But most of it is protein. Protein is expensive. To get fresh produce all the time, that is also pricey.
There you are.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to have the money we used to have. But our family wasn't as close then. Without the support, you're hanging in space, and you really, I don't think can go on.
I'm hoping by telling my story and my husband's story that we can help other people in similar or the same situations. It's very, what do I say, debilitating, undignified.
How the folks that are homeless or don't have family or family that won't talk to them or support them do it, I have no idea. To me, it's just critical.
The new farm is located in the Creemore area of Clearview Township. Brent Preston and his wife are relative newcomers to the farming business, having moved from downtown Toronto in 2003. Since then, with a lot of hard work, they have found the key to success.
By focusing on the local market, focusing on a high quality product, not growing things that you can get in in the supermarket for really cheap. So we grow multicolored carrots, we grow specialty salad mixes, we grow things that you can't usually go to a Loblaws and pick up. It just, to me, doesn't make sense to try to compete with growers all over the world when we can produce specialty items for our own area.
Preston knows, too, the value of giving back to the community he serves.
We're really involved with working with local food banks, we have lots of events on the farm. We have concerts and events where people can come out to the farm. We're very much involved in our community because our whole ethos is based on the farm as part of the community and part of the local economy. If we get a big wind tonight, these things are going to get flopped all over the place.
The new farm offers full-season apprenticeships to people wanting to know more about organic farming.
They come to our farm from all walks of life, people who are interested in local food, interested in getting into this kind of farming themselves. It works out really, really well for both parties. We get a lot of fantastic young people working on the farm, lots of energy, and it helps us grow and make our business profitable.
I came last year with not knowing what to expect, never farmed before, have very limited growing experience, and fell in love with it. And I took a liking to it, and it took a liking to me, and I'm back trying to learn a little more. There's always more to learn in agriculture.
As times change and we have uncertainty like climate change, we're going to need to have food available, and I think it's really important that we can produce that locally.
There aren't a lot of farms around that support 2 full-time members of the family working on the farm, very, very few. So this model, I think, is one that is going to attract new people to agriculture, because I think we're showing that you actually can make a living at it.
Good morning, everybody.
It's breakfast time for these students from Portage View Public School in Barrie. This daily routine serves over 75,000 children in 188 schools across Simcoe County and is maintained by over 700 volunteers.
I think that it sets them up for a good school day. I think that they can learn better. I think that they can participate better. And I think, especially with the breakfast, I think it's probably one of the most important meals that they can have.
Cheese. There you go. Cheese, please. It's all nutritious food. Every meal that we serve at the Breakfast Club has 3 out of 4 of the food groups. And when they walk in, they know that they're at a safe place, that they're more than welcome. It doesn't matter what background they come from. It doesn't matter if they come from a home where this one meal a day is really going to help out their parents financially, or if it's just a fact that they want to be able to eat breakfast with their friends instead of being at home eating breakfast by themselves.
It's a really healthy breakfast, and it helps a lot of families, and it's a really fun place to come to. It's not like just somebody giving you food and saying get out.
Once you walk through that door in my Breakfast Club, you're equal. Everybody is treated the same. It's a special place. I like to make sure that they smile at least once when they're in the Breakfast Club.
An extension of the Eat Well to Excel program is offered to the students of the North Barrie Alternative School with all the same objectives in mind.
The food really is part of our school culture. That when we gather for special events, we make special meals, but also on a daily basis, we put together some kind of a lunch that students can mix and match and have some time together where we just eat. And instead of everyone scattering off in different directions and ordering French fries and pizza, we have a healthier option right on site. And it doesn't cost them any because it's funded by Eat Well to Excel. It gives a great opportunity for different kids to sit with each other, and also for my colleague and I to sit and just visit.
When I'm at home, I'm struggling right now. I lived on my own for like 3 years, so actually coming to school here actually helped me a lot with eating properly, because living on your own and trying to get your own food and when you don't have a lot of money, it's hard to get that good healthy stuff because it costs a lot of money. So coming here actually helped me a lot. I would mainly eat mostly at school.
Regardless of the learning that's going on in a school environment, if a kid is away because they're ill, they're not going to learn. So by maintaining good nutrition, your attendance improves because you stay healthier, and as a result, oddly enough, you learn more.
It's a garden party, literally. A local Midland business has taken the initiative to build a vegetable garden for the clients of Shelter Now, a transitional housing unit for people on fixed incomes. It will be up to the clients to maintain the garden.
They can't afford the healthy food in the stores, so we're trying to deliver a little bit of that here in the garden.
Mary Louise DeClaire, better known as Lulu to her friends, is enjoying the garden party along with the others. Despite some uncertainty with her housing future and living on a fixed income, she takes it all in stride.
It's good
to have been a have-not, or you can never understand anybody else's situation.
DeClaire has limited ability when walking. This and the fact that she must rely on someone else for transportation to and from the grocery store makes food accessibility an issue for her. But she has an idea.
If there were a shuttle bus just for seniors that couldn't normally get to the store, something like that would be a big help.
I think with seniors, I don't know if it means a discount at the grocery store or you have a card that you get 20% off. I don't know what the answer is. They just can't afford to eat properly or anywhere close to the way they want to. And with the seniors, they know what to eat. They just can't afford it.
I've had to be very careful that I didn't allow myself to get bored and just eat cereal, because that's what a lot of people do. It's too much effort. So if you get into that mold, you need somebody to get you out of it.
Despite all, Mary Louise DeClaire, Lulu, remains hopeful.
And the guy is there with the axe and your neck is on the block, or he's there with the rope and he's putting it around your neck, and someone says, wait! So, I don't know.
Barrie resident Penny Brothers considers herself a young senior, having just turned 65, and like many seniors living alone, she too struggles. After paying rent for her small room in a rooming home, there's not much left.
This is what's in my fridge. Condiments, maybe a loaf of bread, or no loaf of bread, corn, and I have a small freezer with nothing in it other than an ice pack.
Brothers is trying to live independently, but on occasion still has to rely on area food banks, which she appreciates, but
It's only staples. There's no meats, there's no fresh vegetables, and we need it. And if you want a good variety and you're paying, say, $500 a month for rent, or $600 for an apartment or whatever, where do you get the food?
eating healthy, nutritious food is important for Brothers. She's aware of this, but the fact of the matter is, for her, there are times when there simply is no food.
If I don't eat for a day or 2 days, I get very weak and I get very cranky. I feel that the community has to be woken up on a lot of situations. I'm learning about what the seniors don't have and what they have and how they're going about it, and I find it very hard.
Instead of just choosing 5 of one fruit, feel free to choose 5 different fruits.
New mother Jessie Penfound belongs to a program called Mother Care, operating out of the Barrie Community Health Centre. It's a drop-in program for pregnant women and women with babies up to 6 months.
What we're aiming is to support women who need that extra support. They perhaps are new to the country, they have limited funds, they have limited family in the area. So we're here to support those who need most support.
Just cut up tomatoes and sour cream.
Much of that support is geared towards nutrition awareness for mom and baby.
They introduce us to new foods, foods that maybe you wouldn't necessarily buy yourself in the grocery store. You can try them here first.
Right, ladies, today we're doing a snack using bread and cucumbers and tomatoes.
I learned how to cook the food. I know the different types of food, but I learned how to cook it here. I learned how to cook like beans or lentils. I learned how to serve different fruit, how to keep them fresh.
Yusmila Zuerco's 3-year-old daughter was introduced to vegetables through the program at a very early age. As a result,
here she comes, I see how she's eating broccolis, she's eating whole wheat bread and things like that, and I got happy, you know. I want her to eat healthy, and she's doing.
My daughter, she's 4.5, and every morning she wants spinach with breakfast or broccoli with breakfast. She wants Brussels sprout for a snack. She wants cucumbers, and she wants it.
Mothers supporting other mothers is another key component of the Mother Care program.
We talk about our fears and our hopes and our goals and our struggles. So it's very important.
Sadie Wilson used to work as a nursing care facilitator in a seniors home. She is a single mom with 2 grown sons and a daughter. Her oldest son, Owen, opened a small automotive shop in Barrie in 2007, but shortly afterwards became ill and was checked into a hospital and eventually discharged.
So the doctor encouraged and talked to me, why don't I take him home? You'll feel much better, and he were happy.
Sadie decided to take early retirement so she could focus on nursing her son back to health.
It was tough, but as you know, it's my kid. I didn't have another choice.
Trying to put food on the table and paying for her son's medical expenses became a delicate balancing act for Sadie.
The trouble is when you're in that situation and you're on a fixed income, anything that might go wrong, food's the only thing that is affected. That's the only thing people have control over. So sometimes that's the piece that people have to let go of.
In the fall of 2009, Owen passed away. He was 36. He left behind a wife and 2 children and a very special niece.
It was devastating and numb. I didn't know how to go on. You know, the single parents, you know. To know your son gone, to what else?
What happened to Sadie can happen to anyone. And really, I think the answer is community. As a community, we reach out and we support one another.
There is a very special garden located in the city of Barrie, and these are very special people. They are members of Gildas Club, and this is their garden. For each individual, the idea of working the land takes on a whole new meaning.
It's heaven. When you're in communion with the soul, it develops a very special relationship with you and the Almighty, because you're able to see like these peppers and beans growing. It gives you such great joy and peace to be out here, and it helps you forget about all the difficulties and the bad times and the sick times that you've gone through. So it's a very spiritual experience.
Look at the tomatoes. I haven't been out here in a little bit, actually. Gildas Club brings us together already, but this brings us together on a different level, and there's a very positive outcome at the end. We're actually going to be able to cook with the fruits of our labor, which is really exciting for at the end of the summer.
Still in limbo right now, just finished radiation and still waiting to see what it's done for me. To me, it was an escape to get away from everything I was going through, a day away, to stop thinking about everything that goes with cancer.
We understand each other, and we could share our deepest thoughts and fears with each other because they know they're walking the same walk.
I think that it's nice to see anything grow and prosper, and that's what we hope to see in each one of us.
Journalist and author Gord Hume was recently the keynote speaker at a conference called Food Matters at Lakehead University in Orillia. He's well versed on the subject of food, farm, and family, having written a number of books on the matter.
Simcoe County has some huge opportunities. Obviously, you have such fertile farmland here, some of the best anywhere in the world. Secondly, you have a great tourist economy as well. How can you start linking the local food with the tourist and culture? I think that's a huge opportunity for you. Farming is so crucial to our sustainability, to our future as a country and as a society. And in fact, we're finding that young people are leaving the family farm. And that's a growing and an immediate and an urgent problem that we're not solving right now.
It's a basic human need and right, food. And you can help to see that everyone can attain this right, whether through volunteering, supporting your local farmer, or even growing a row of vegetables in your own garden for those in need. And the next time you pull up to the dining room table, perhaps you might give it a little more thought about the food that came from right here to the dinner plate in front of you.